don't know if I ever told y'all that I have been engaged once, and it wasn't to my son's father. This is way before. What I'm talking about right now is way before I ever had met my son's father. This all was in my early 20s. This all was like when I was 19 and 19, 20 range. Because I got engaged on my 21st birthday. He surprised me. While I was working at U-Crops, it was really a winter morning. I'm telling y'all the story. It was a winter morning, y'all. And when I say it was a winter morning, it was okay, first of all, there was this guy that used to come in there, and for some reason in the evenings, he would come in around, because U-Crops closed at 8 o'clock. I think we closed at 8 o'clock or something like that. He would always come in line between 7 and 8. And he always would come through my line. And I was just always nice, because I was always nice to my customers. And this was before I got promoted. He came through my line that Friday night. He knew some of the people that worked there because they went to high school with him. And somebody must have told him what time I had to be at work the next day. Well, I get up to go to work. It had snowed that night, so it was just like freezing ice. And I don't know if you live in Richmond, you know how bad it snows there. And so it had snow, and it was like freezing that morning. I had to be at work bright and early that morning. I think I had to be there like 6 something. Because I was opening. Y'all, I get out the car. I waited in the car. It's time for me to get out. And I get out the car, and I slipped and fell as I got out the car on black ice. Like, I didn't even see that it was ice. And it was like a sheet of ice. I slipped and I fell down getting out the car. And I get myself together. I get up because I'm hurt. I'm hurt. So I get up, and I didn't see nobody else outside. So I get up and start walking to the building. Leg hurting and all, but I was still stepping. Luckily, I ain't have on no heels or nothing like that. I get to the building, and as I'm getting to the building, there was a car up there. And it was this guy. And he was like, hey. And I turned around, and I was like, hey, we're not open yet. I was like, we're not open yet. He was like, I'm not coming. I'm not trying to come in for opening. He was like, I wanted to talk to you. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I wanted to ask you out on a date. He was like, if it's okay, can I get your phone number and maybe we can go out on a date sometime? And I said, oh, okay. And he was my normal style. I don't know if I ever told y'all I have a certain type that I always end up with. And that's tall, bald-headed, and skinny. That's my type. Oh, sorry. Tall, dark, bald-head, and skinny. Because he usually is chocolate. Okay. So I was like, sure. And I gave him my number. And usually at that time, I was giving like fake numbers out. But I actually gave him a real number. But usually at that time, when somebody would ask for my number, I would give them like fake number. Because I was in college. I was living on campus. I was living in the dorms, in the apartment dorms. So I really was like focused on other stuff and just trying to make $1 and trying to look cute, And so I gave him my real number, and we dated, and we ended up getting engaged. And I'll have to tell you another video. I'll have to do another video of why it didn't work out. But he was a nice guy. He was really a nice guy. I just wasn't ready for what he wanted. He was ready to get married like right away. And I was dealing with my parents. My parents at the age of 19, my parents divorced. They broke up. You know, my parents had been together all my life, and so I was dealing with family issues. My grandmother had passed, my dad's mom, and I was close to her as well, and she had passed away. So I was dealing with a whole lot of stuff. I was dealing with a lot. So working 2 jobs and going to school full time. Then I had family issues going on. It was a mess. I was a mess. My life was a wreck. So that made me a wreck. And that made me not ready for what he was ready for. He was ready for me to be his wife. He wanted me to be his wife right then and there. So to brush him off, I ordered because he was like, when are we going to set a date? And yada. And I was like, okay. So I went ahead and ordered he came to my apartment one evening and one night, and I had ordered these I don't know if y'all know the wedding magazines that used to come out. I laid them on the thing so he could see it. He was like, oh, you got wedding magazines? I was like, yeah, I'm trying to look at the dresses and we can talk about colors. So he got all psyched up. So we came up with a date, it wasn't a hard date. It was like a date like for the next year or something. And I was just doing that to hold him off, to keep him from, because he loved me. Like he wanted to marry me right then and there. And I just wasn't ready. Because I was seeing my mom go through. My mom lost our house and my dad left her for another woman. And it was just, it was a nightmare. And I didn't want to go through what my mom went through. And I was like, I refuse to be put through that. I refuse to have a man leave me and I can't survive and I can't fit for myself. And that was me. And so I was the cause of our relationship going downhill. I was the cause of it. So yeah, y'all know a little bit more about me. Yeah. He was a good guy. A really good guy. He was like, I want to say a year or 2 younger than me. But he was a good guy. And he was a mama's boy. But he was a good guy. He was really a good guy. And I regret a lot now of why I treated him the way that I treated him. You know, I really, really regret. Now, I have since apologized to him for what I put him through, because I put him through a lot. And I apologize to him. I apologize to his mother as well. So yeah, he was really a good guy, and I totally messed it up. I was young. That's what you call young and dumb. Young and dumb. But he's now married. He was married to a girl that I knew that sang in the choir with me in college. But he's since divorced her. And now he's married to, the last I heard, his mom had told me when I had talked to her some years ago, he's married to another woman, and she's got 5 kids, but he only has 1, which is a daughter. And his daughter is, funny thing is, his daughter is like his daughter is like 2 years, maybe 2 years younger than mine, or older than my son. Yeah. Crazy, right? Crazy. But maybe it wasn't meant to be. He was a good guy. He was a really, really good guy, y'all. I'm trying to look at the fact of would he have fit in my life where I'm at right now? I think he would. Because when I was with him, I was making jewelry. And he will y'all, he would actually go out and find beads for me. Y'all, he would go find some bead. He found this bead store. He would go find these bead stores and he'd be like, we're going to go to this bead store. We're going to go to that bead store. I'm like, okay. So I think he would have fit in. He loves his daughter, so he would have been a good parent. Which he wanted to have kids with me. But I was so young and dumb. I was like, I don't want to have kids. So he tried to change and say, okay, if you don't want to have kids, then we don't have to have kids. But he really, in his heart, wanted to have kids. Not really. But he was only changing that because of how I felt. And little do he know, I got the best son in the world. Little do he know, I ended up being a great mom. All right, y'all. Enough for story time with me. Like I said, if you want a pair of my earrings, my original design, go to my store at designsbyduchess.com. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Please subscribe, okay? Please hit that bell for the notification. And be the best you that you can be. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.